is Bionano Genomics a buy, right? So the stock analysis, I thought I would give this a little look-see here, and as you can see, we've got a dislike action going on here already, and for good reason. In no ways I want to preface by saying, though, I in no way am intending to hurt these people's feelings or pick on them or make fun of them or degrade them. Not attempting to do that, although they may feel that way after they watch this and realize they're missing about half of the equation, if not way more than that. Now, these guys have a very harsh opinion and strong opinion based on a few things about Bionano. I want to give you the other side of the coin. They like to mention, for example, as we're going to see here, we're going to watch the first half of the video today, roughly. And one example, they're going to look at the shares outstanding and just assume, oh, wow, they have a lot of shares outstanding. I bet they're going to get more. I bet they're going to double that in the future. They look at the they don't mention the Sapphire, actually, that I've seen. They wish me luck, wish yourself luck, let's have a good time, and take a shot every time that they say something that is a quintessential fallacy of composition, which basically just means it is a perfect example of someone looking at a small part of something and applying that reasoning or solution or extrapolation to a whole another thing. For example, looking at the shares outstanding or one thing and saying, oh, it's a bad company because of that.
Welcome to Everything Money. We're glad you joined us again, as always. Today, we're talking about Bionano Genomics. This is gene mapping. Do you say I just called you Poe? Paul and Mo.
BNGO, BNGO,
and Paul and Mo. What's his name? Mo, what do these people do? Listen to me. I have a PhD in chemistry, but not this type of chemistry. What are they doing? Do you know?
So from my very basic understanding, what they do is they do some kind of test on you, probably a blood sample, and they go through and look for any
I know it's subtle, but we don't technically only do blood samples, cultured cells, blood cells, fresh or frozen, or we do tissue as well, and cancer biopsy protocols. Basically, as long as the cell or the DNA molecule DNA molecule is unruptured / uncorrupted, they call it in the presentations that I've watched. As long as it's not corrupted, you can actually put them in the Sapphire and use it, and the nanochannels will linearize the DNA, right? So subtle detail, but the fact of the matter is it's not only blood samples. If you're going to give such a harsh opinion, a strong take on the company, I feel like you should know how the Sapphire works, which we'll see if they do.
Gene, this is very difficult to say, gene abnormalities or any diseases that you are prone to or any cancers that you are prone to. So that's where, and as Tim said, Kathy Wood is very big.
Obviously, the Sapphire does not only test for genetic abnormalities or see what your diseases you're prone to, or what else did he say?
You are prone to, or any cancers that you are prone to. So
cancers
that's where,
you're prone to.
And as Tim said,
okay, that we do a lot more than that. Okay, we do a lot more than that. Let's just go to the markets here. Let's just scroll down here. Okay, so. Of course, he doesn't know. Okay, so cytogenetics is a whole. Okay, I'm not even going to do the rant here, but non-invasive prenatal screening, doesn't even know what that is. I'm sure the healthcare market is ours for the taking. We're talking about testing every single unborn baby with a Sapphire test. Of course, that is not in genetic. I guess that's technically genetic abnormalities, but here's the thing: the hospital market and the healthcare market is not implied or included in their analysis, because if it was, obviously, they wouldn't be projecting the analysis that they are. So, it's just postnatal screening, autism. Neurodegenerative diseases, Alzheimer's, ALS, leukemia, lymphomas, cancer. Okay, that has a whole section, miscellaneous. Okay, all of these. Okay, does this plants, animals, right? We just had a study done on animals just the other day, man, that I'm actually uploading as a video right now. There's literally unlimited markets by the freaking Sapphire, right? And also, if you just look up new applications in the document here, according to the CEO. And with the technology accelerating capabilities as quickly as it is being used, and research has discovered new applications, the total market opportunity is much higher than the current total addressable market estimate, right? Which is $3 to $3.5 billion, which I'm sure these guys had no idea about, respectfully. So let's continue. Here we go.
Kathy Wood is very big on this whole sector as a disruptive technology.
So the ticker symbol is BNGO. We've been asked about this stock a ton of times, Bionano Genomics. And yesterday they hired a new chief commercial officer. The guy's name is, what is his name? Anyway, I reached out to him on LinkedIn and asked him to come on the show, tell us what he's going to do. His vision for BNGO.
So how much did it go up yesterday?
It went up to 22% in this article.
Okay, so it went up
more.
22%. The current market cap is now $2.2 billion. So basically, it went up $500 million and they hired somebody. Let's look at their revenue.
June 7th, we went up 22%, right? or at least whenever earlier in the week, whenever we went up. I don't know if it's June 7th, I think it was, but basically on the day that we went up 22%, Russell 3000 inclusion, that was news. Russell 3000 inclusion, that was the first trading day after that got announced, to my knowledge, or at least the second or third at the max. We got the Russell 3000 news. We got China, another China Sapphire adoption. We got the high growth stocks running. We got genetic stocks running, and we got the broader markets doing great. What about that implies to you that Bionano has gone up 22% in a day just because of, a CCO, which is great, but the CCO was great news, by the way. And also, I want to go to a Reddit thread, actually, and explain to you all of the catalysts that the price action has ignored in the last few days. And I'm actually just going to literally just go to this, and you can just pause it if you want to, okay? I'm just going to go, if you would like to know all of the catalysts, if this is going to load in the price action, okay? So these are all of the catalysts that have happened between February 16th and May 5th and May 25th. February 16th and May 25th. All of these, okay? If you want to tell me that the stop price is going to ignore all of those throughout this entire time, literally this entire time. Here, let me try that again. Okay, right here. Okay, February 16th, right at the peak-ish to right there-ish. Price action has ignored all of the catalysts and finally just broke out above this freaking line. Why do you think we did? We've had fundamental increases in the company that has made the company, and currently it makes the company fundamentally better than we've ever been before. Okay, so I'm sorry, it's subtle. I mean, it's not really that subtle, but anyways, let's just continue. Let's try to continue.
$10.5 million in the previous year.
Is that a lot or little? Oh, Paul, you make that. Oh, I see.
$2.2 billion in revenue. My company did well over $10.5 million in revenue last year, and we're not worth $2.2 billion.
2.2 in market cap, you mean?
Market cap, yes, correct. So everybody's like, Paul, you don't get it. It's the future. Let me remind everybody of this. I'll let you go on this little thing.
Let me remind you of something. If you can tell me one reason why the Sapphire is not going to replace every single chromosomal microarray analysis machine, fluorescence in situ hybridization machine, and CAR karyotyping machine in the world, then you may have an argument as to why the revenue is not going to increase substantially and the company be worth $100 share price in 10 years minimum. The fact of the matter is, when it comes to greater than 500 base pair detection, there's no one that rivals us. We literally have essentially a monopoly on optical genome mapping and greater than 500 base pair detection in social variants. There's no one else that does it better. When you consider that the cost of our product, or at least, the cost of the product and the 450 to 550 per genome cost is going to be lowered down to $100 per genome by 2023 maximum, you understand, oh, wow, maybe these guys, maybe the BNGO bulls are onto something, okay? You cannot look at the operating revenue and say, oh, wow, only $10 million in revenue. Wow, we have a $2 billion market cap. Wow, that's totally overvalued. Okay, let me tell you something, guys. People have been saying that Tesla's been overvalued for years. Okay, does that matter? Has that mattered for the stock price this far? Do you think it's going to matter that they don't make the revenue to justify the market cap, right? Let me tell you something, guys. Sometimes companies have something called a product. Sometimes there's something called future catalyst. Sometimes there's products that are confirmed, like the nano nozzle, that justify a higher valuation than the operating revenue would currently say. All right. The fact of the matter is that the fallacy composition is quintessentially being used here, and let's just continue. Let's
call it a computer. I want you to go to Google. I want you to type in all the car companies that went belly up in the early 1900s, in the first half century. I want you to go find all the airlines that went belly up in the first half century. I want you to go to 2000 and find all the internet companies that went belly up. The cars were the future. Computer companies. Everybody remember a computer company called Gateway Computers?
So he does this really long, irrelevant rant, and I've watched this before, unfortunately. But basically, he says...
Bigger than they were 40 years ago. Airplanes are bigger than they were 70 years ago, and cars are bigger than they were 100 years ago.
This is a great point, but there are very, very famous car companies. Just
thing with marijuana.
Right here.
And there's a lot of hype just because the market is.
So here it is, right? This is what he could have said this in one sentence, but right, he did a ton of examples. So even if a particular market is huge, not every company in that market is going to do well. So in no way does that prove anything wrong about the Sapphire. This just makes the simple claim that no one is disputing, at least I'm not, that, you know, Bionano is going to moon because it's in a good sector, right? No one is making that argument. Of course, it helps, and it's extremely bullish that the compound annual growth rate for the genomic space, according to Kathy Wood, is an extremely attractive number, right? That just means more demand for cytogenetics and greater than 500 base pair detection, which is what the Sapphire does. Not, you know, not as if these guys are knowing that, but the market that we're in is just going to continue to grow. And as of now, there's no device in the world that challenges us. So this point means absolutely nothing for the company. This is not a bear case. This is just an exemplary, ignorant, and naive and rudimentary opinion and claim. Well, this is a fact here essentially, but it by no means does this do anything as far as a coherent bear case long term. Okay, no one is disputing this fact. So let's just continue.
It's huge doesn't mean that every company in it is going to do well.
Yeah.
That is the first mistake that investors make. They look at the market and say, this market's going to be huge, therefore every single... No. Guys, you still...
I have not heard, now I don't know what this guy's smoking, but I've not heard one person say Bionano is going to go to the moon because the genomic space is going to do great, right? That's one extremely small reason in the bull case scenario, and the reasoning as to, and the epistemology and justification for a bullish price target down the line. That has nothing to do with the Sapphire or Nanonozzle, which are the two reasons fundamentally why the Bionano is going to excel, which they conveniently do not utter one time in the first half of the video. I have not watched the second half. We're going to do a part two, if maybe, but let's see.
You still have to buy things at reasonable prices. Look at the shares outstanding for this company.
You still have to buy things at reasonable prices. Look at the shares outstanding. So hold on. Let me just rewind this a little bit.
The market and say this market's going to be huge, therefore every single... No. Guys, you still have to buy things at reasonable prices. Look at the shares outstanding for this company. You ready?
Price per genome and the cost of stuff of products for the company, right? It's going to literally be a fourth. At least the cost per genome is going to literally go into. It's going to be 1/4, less than 1/4, I believe, if my math is correct, than what it is right now. Okay, the price of the products is going down. The detection and accuracy is going up. What about the shares outstanding? What does that have to do with the price going down? How do you segue from price? You have to. What does he say? You still have to buy things at reasonable prices.
Guys, you still have to buy things at reasonable prices. Look at the shares outstanding for this company. You ready? 5.2 million.
It makes. All right, here we go.
5.2 million, 10.2, 35.6, 264 million shares outstanding.
Oh no!
That's just.
Oh no, we have our shares outstanding. What are we gonna do? It's not like they raised $360 million through this stuff in order to fund their freaking 5 large clinical studies: prenatal, postnatal, hematological malignancies, and leukemia and lymphomas. That's 4 and 5, and then that's 3 and 4, and then the solid tumor blood cancer research. It's not like we need money for that. It's not like we actually need cash to actually negate that negative cash burn, that the cash burn rate that we have right now. It's not like we need money for that. No. It's not like we have research and development expenses or operating expenses, or I mean, the audacity to make the claim that we have 263 million shares outstanding, and it's actually the total shares outstanding. They're using the average basic shares outstanding. That's cool. The total shares outstanding is actually going to be 278 million. So I don't know what average diluted shares outstanding is. A little less. That's okay. Well, anyways, just listen to this.
It's not like a little sell-off.
No, that's just selling tons. They're 50 times more shares than they had 5 years ago. 50 times more. Let me explain something to you guys.
Let me explain something to you. That is by no means is that a coherent bear case. You better be providing more evidence as to why you're so bearish on the company, if you are, which is what I've seen so far, right? Just because a company has a high shares outstanding does not mean anything, right? The CFO, the Chief Financial Officer, has said before, our cash and financial position secures our financial future. That's a quote. Of course, I'm sure these people have no idea about that, and I'm sure these people thought, like many bears that conveniently don't say anything, right? That I don't have Webull pulled up right now, but if we go to the chart, right, people used to say on May 13th and before, if the stock goes up, they're just going to dilute the float again, right? Did we get an offering at $15? Have you guys thought about why Bionano did not do another offering at $15 when we were worth so much money? Do you understand how the amount of money they could have made off that? Why didn't they do one when we were at $9 just now this week? Why didn't they do that, right? Maybe it's because the Chief Financial Officer said they already have a secure financial cash position. What about that screams 1 billion shares outstanding in the next decade? What about that means that what about that signals to you that we're going to get more shares outstanding? All right, let's just.
But if you buy this company purely because you think that, without any sort of understanding.
Oh, I know.
What if I do understand that Sapphire is better than CMA fish and karyotyping, though? What if I understand that greater than 500 base pair detection, there's nothing in the world that detects it like Sapphire? What if I know that NanoNoz was essentially confirmed with all the patents that we've got in 2016 sequencing field option that Bionano paid a one-time fee for? We've already explained that. Let me tell you something, guys. When you don't mention a product in your analysis and claim that claim that people are morons for buying a company if they understand the tech or think it's going to be the future of their space, when you make that claim without any supporting evidence other than, oh, they're losing money each year, the shares outstanding has only gotten higher. What else has this guy even said? He said that not every company in a growing field makes it, right? I mean, literally not even one mention as to why the Sapphire is not going to get sales, which is the number one reason why Bionano will move long term, in my opinion. How are you going to claim to be coherently saying this? I mean, you're not.
You are stupid. It could end up being right, but you'll be right because the sun shines on dog poop every once in a while. A blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. A wrong clock is right twice a day.
It's just, there's nothing else for me to say at this point. It's just absolutely egregious and misleading, I would say, and misinformation to claim that it's literally luck if a company is successful just because there's a high shares outstanding and not every company in a space does well and the revenue is going down. And that's all they've said. I mean, how are you going to expect me to take you seriously when you don't even mention what they do or the markets that they're penetrating or the applications? How do you expect me to take you seriously when you don't even know about the samples that the Sapphire takes? I mean, you saw in the first 5 seconds. You cannot analyze a company without at least knowing some upcoming catalysts, right? What about the 5 large clinical studies that we've mentioned, right? What about the Sapphire 2.0? What about the NanoNoz, okay? What about the LOH detection? What about the SNV detection, the single nucleotide variant detection? What about this stuff? What about the Russell 3000 inclusion? It doesn't make sense to value a company based on 3 reasons and say, oh, I know 3 reasons. The shares are standing are high. We're going to go 0 now. It's not true. It's not true. Don't listen. Okay, you guys make your own opinion. Okay, you guys make your own opinion up. Just don't let these guys decide for you. Don't let me decide for you. You make your own opinion.
Don't confuse luck with intelligence. Don't confuse a good market with intelligence. You guys are excited about this. This is the chart you're excited about.
When he
This
means
is
you
why you're
guys,
excited.
you mean buyers yesterday, right? I mean,
Everybody. But look at this, Seth. This was 70, 80 cents. It went up to freaking $15. People saw this and were like, this is exciting. Then it went down here. Now, yesterday, it popped. Why? Because they hired a new guy. This is exciting. It's like, really? They hired a new person?
Russell 3000 adoption, China Sapphire sale, $225,000 in revenue, 1 million China Sapphire adoptions. The price action is not cared about. High growth running, genomics center rising. What about a 22% run up in a stock that has gotten decimated like Bionano? What about that is so surprising to you? Why do you look so confused? I'll answer it for you, okay? Trick question. This guy doesn't understand the freaking... He doesn't know any of the thing. He doesn't know about the Russell 3000 inclusion. He doesn't know about the MSCI index addition. He doesn't know about the Sapphire or the NanoNoz, okay? If he did, he wouldn't be so bearish because of the shares outstanding or the revenue going down or the cash burn rate going up, right? The fact of the matter is, this is why you're confused. This is why he's at a loss for words right now. He doesn't know why we've gone up in the first place, right? Let's
this is
rewind
exciting.
this here.
Then it went,
Okay.
Seth, this was 70, 80 cents. It went up to freaking $15. People saw this and were like, this is exciting.
Okay, if you actually did your research, yeah, he's claiming some people were investing, just because the chart is exciting, right? In truth, in actuality, people saw the Sapphire study with PatBio and HiFi, the PatBio product. We saw that greater than 500 base pair detection when the Sapphire was way more accurate with the Sapphire as opposed to the PatBio product. That at the fundamental level, I mean, not at any level, right? At any coherent level, that is why we started rising. And then people were realizing, oh, hey, wow, the insider transactions are really bullish. Wow, the Sapphire really does have a monopoly on 500 base pair detection. Oh, wow, we have 5 large clinical studies coming up. Now the price actions didn't care about that stuff, and then the consortiums coming in, 5-day symposiums, further proving the proof of concept and applications, that various applications and countless and a myriad of applications that the Sapphire has. Of course, I don't know if these people know about that, but yeah, here we go. Let's continue.
Then it went down here. Now, yesterday, it popped. Why? Because they hired a new guy. This is exciting. It's like, really? They hired a new person.
What can we do instead, Paul? What is the point of the show? Which
You
is,
can mail your check to my house.
Oh, no.
I will take the money. I will buy a bunch of watches and airplanes and cars, and it'll be better invested than you putting your money in this crap.
you're not even giving them a chance.
If you really believe in this from a fundamental perspective, you don't understand fundamentals. If you believe the future of this company,
If you're really analyzing a company and telling me it's horrible and you don't even mention the product in your entire analysis, you don't understand fundamentals. I mean, that's as simple as it gets. Okay, tell me any investor like Warren Buffett or anything, or any successful investor ever, which of them has neglected how the revenue gets created? Okay, these guys are insane about revenue. Like, oh, the revenue is everything. Hail to the freaking revenue, the freaking cash burn rate. Dude, where does revenue derive from? You guessed it. The products and services the company's offering. If you don't understand the Sapphire, the freaking money maker that we have, how the hell are you going to tell me that you know better than I do when I actually understand the competition and why Sapphire is better than greater than 500 base pair detection than anyone else in the world? That is as simple as you can get, my friends. Get it? I mean, I'm trying my best to be respectful, but I mean,
company
Oh,
is
man.
you don't under. I guarantee it's some 14-year-old pimply kid sitting in his parents' basement going, "Well, the stock of the future is this thing. Congratulations, you're a moron."
why? I mean, if you can prove to me why the Sapphire is not going to literally retake and take over in every lab that is using CMA fission karyotyping right now, and in every lab that wants greater than 500 base pair detection that is accurate and cheap and more cost effective, higher throughput, better detection, less hands-on time, and faster turnaround time, and cheaper, obviously, cost effective. We said that if those labs, why do those labs not want that? Why, if you were a lab and you're doing cytogenetics, why would you not want that, right? Why are we the morons for doing our fundamental analysis, right? Okay, at this point, let's
And scene.
At the end of the day, it's no coincidence that all the best investors of all time would ignore a company like this.
It's funny, Paul. Mo,
How do you know what the best investors of all time are doing, right? If we look at the freaking, if we look at the 8K that we just got here, Christopher Twomey, we just got the vote. We just got we are electing these two people, right? Each to serve as board of director members until 2024 annual meeting of stockholders. This guy actually sold. He bought a company in 2018 at like $2 a share and sold at like 80 in 2020 or 2021 this year. Okay, that is a great investor right there. Okay, he's a board of director of Bionano, man. Think about that. He is a board of on the board of directors. Okay. Also, number two, how do you know what great investors are talking about, right? Are you telling me that all of the institutions that have invested in Bionano since earlier, right, when we had 2% to 4% institutional ownership not 2 months ago? Are you telling me that all the millions of shares and tens of millions and hundreds of millions of dollars in the 129 long-only institutions, you're telling me all of those people, none of them are great investors, none of them know what they're doing? They're morons, right? They're morons. According to you, they're literally morons. This man's crazy. I mean, I want what this man's smoking.
this morning you were talking about your style of investing, and someone said these dinosaurs just don't get it. And I said to myself, dinosaurs were around for 150 million years, and this guy's loved a cryptocurrency for 4 months because some guy on YouTube says it's great. So you're not even, obviously, you're not getting anywhere near this company at the moment.
I put my entire net worth in this company.
That's a great plan.
They'll probably have plenty of shares available. Guess what? They're gonna have 1 billion shares in no time.
Okay, that's a good joke. That's honest. That actually is a pretty funny joke. But here's the thing. He's serious when he thinks the shares outstanding is a super legit concern for the company. I wouldn't be surprised if he's serious about, thinking the shares outstanding is just going to continue to increase to about 1 billion shares or more. Okay, the fact of the matter is, the CFO is already. I mean, if they wanted to do an offering, don't you think they would have done it at $15 a share or at $9 a share? Why have they not done it yet, right? Well, the CFO, maybe it has something to do with the CFO saying they don't need to because they are already in a in a secure financial position, right? We already know this for sure. We already know they're sustained, and even if they make no revenue, they're already going to be good to go as far as cash for the next like four or 5 years, maybe more than that.
Funny for you to buy.
Now, we do get comments, Paul, is that there is money to be made on this up and down.
Trading.
So
I'm editing a video, or I'm uploading a video to YouTube as we do this. That's how little energy and effort it takes for me to debunk this crap. That sounds a little bit arrogant, but you can't value a company on like three things. You cannot value a company and say you're super bearish. Oh, this is my master bearish thesis based on the shares outstanding and based on revenue decreasing and the fact that some companies don't make it. A lot of companies don't make it when in a space that's doing well, right?
If you're going to trade the stock, it's a totally different thing than buying. But the funny part is everybody justifies their trades with fundamentals. The second you talk about fundamentals, it's all about fundamentals. The second you bring up the future of the company, that's fundamentals.
The fundamentals that you're neglecting, right?
And all a company is, all an investment is the present value of all future cash flow, right?
The present value of all future
I always
cash
tell
flow.
people this. A company that has -10, -5, -3, 0, 1, 5, 15, there's a present value to this. I'm okay with paying a price for negative cash flow day one. The problem you have here is you have a price of, what did they lose last year? What did they even lose in profit last year?
This is the Everything Money software you get as being part of our Patreon. You do get access to the software and people are loving it. Go ahead, Paul.
And look, every year the profit is going worse and worse and worse.
Oh, Lord.
So you have increasing losses. Now, will that turn around? Yeah, if they're right on this, it could be. But how much is it?
You know, it's not like the company itself is the only one that's projecting better revenue. You know, we do have analysts projecting 16 million in revenue this year, simply Wall Street. We do have profitability by 2024 by analysts, and me. I think 2023 is profitability easy, or at least a very likely chance, a realistic chance of that happening, and before that, even 2022. So you know,
Is this company worth if it actually does everything it's supposed to say? A couple $100 billion.
Yeah.
So your chance of losing all your money in this is way higher than your chance of making 100 times your money on this thing.
why? Why? The fact is, even if the fact here, this is a horrible reason.
A couple $100 billion.
Yeah.
So your chance of losing all your money in this is way higher than your chance of making 100 times your money on this thing.
Here's the fact for you, buddy. All right, sorry, I don't want to act like I know more than these guys or I'm above these guys, but here's the fact. Okay, Eric has already confirmed that the total addressable market of this company, of his company, is way more than the low single-digit billion number of 3 to 3.5 billion for the TAM, or otherwise known as the total addressable market of Bionano. He's already confirmed that it's way higher, specifically for the applications that these guys don't even know about. Harder for us to quantify the total addressable market specifically because some of the applications haven't even been developed. Others are still to come. What does that tell you? Can you say nano nozzle? Can you say $100 per genome? Can you say Sapphire 2.0, higher throughput? Can you say 10,000 Sapphires being sold as the owned company is projecting? Can you say global Sapphire adoption? Can you say $1.8 billion in profit 2030 alone per Ragnaros' discounted cash flow model? Looking forward to the 2.0 coming out. Probably by the time you see this video, maybe. But yeah, this is just. I mean, let's just continue. Okay, this is your chance of losing all your money is way higher than your chance of making 100 times your money on this. I mean, maybe it is a little bit higher, but here's the fact. Okay, here's a fact for you. Saying that it's way low, your chance is way smaller for making way more money than losing more money. If you're going to substantiate that with your freaking claims that, the shares outstanding is high, it's going to continue to increase. The cash burn rate is only getting bigger, right? I mean, you're not even mentioning any of the important things like how they're getting revenue and how they're increased marketing and 5 large clinical studies and academic praise that is happening as we're talking. Like, I don't. It's just they're not substantiating their claims. They're not providing claims. They're not providing evidence for their freaking very radical claims here.
I guess to slow it all down, the point is just that, right? Like
It's all speculation.
a dollar is a dollar, and right now, this would not, in your opinion, be the best place to put it, but backing this company.
No.
Why not?
Because
You get so passionate.
Because the shares outstanding.
People are always looking for the home run.
Everybody wants to buy. Like, I look at a chart and, like Paul was showing, why do you have to catch the stock right here? Like, why do you have to go from here
Who's
to
saying
here?
anything?
By the way, they
about
didn't care
that?
when it was 80 cents. Are you telling me the company was any different a year ago when it was 80 cents? It was still the same kind of company. It was still doing the same thing.
No, it wasn't. We didn't have a freaking unbiased study. You want me to show you the study? I'll show you the study right now. Dude, this pisses me off. This is how you know these guys don't know what the hell they're talking about. Okay, I've tried to be respectful this whole time, but this guy just said it. Let me rewind. Okay, I'm going to prove this, man. I'm going to debunk this shit right now. Okay, here you go.
Why do you have to catch the stock right here? Like, why do you have to go from here to here?
By the way, they didn't care when it was 80 cents. Are you telling me the company was any different a year ago when it was 80 cents? It was
Are you telling me the company was any different a year ago when it was 80 cents?
Still the same kind of company. It was still doing the same thing. All of a sudden,
No, it
now
wasn't. It wasn't doing the same exact thing. Okay, we didn't have. Let me go to the history tab here. Okay, if they would have read this document or done the research. Okay, this is the study that sent us way higher. All right, Bionano announced the publication of a study that was basically for confirming that the Sapphire, or not even confirming, knowing. And this, look at the time here, December 23rd. Okay, if you look at the chart, that's like exactly December or early December 20s, late December, but in the 20s of December. That is exactly when the run up started freaking happening. It's because Sapphire, the PatBio, their sequencing only detects 72% of the large structural variants detected by alpha genome with Sapphire. That's as simple as it gets. Okay, what about that? What about that do you not understand? I mean, this is how you know these guys didn't do their freaking research. That's as simple as it gets. I'm getting mad now. I'm getting pissed off. I get pissed off very easily, by the way, if you're new here, but that's as simple as it gets. That's absolute misinformation and false. I mean, let me rewind that again, okay?
Why do you have to catch the stock right here? Like, why do you have to go from here to here?
by the way, they didn't care when it was 80 cents. Are you telling me the company was any different a year ago when it was 80 cents? It was still the same kind of company. It was still doing the same thing. All of a sudden, now you care. Why do you care? Because of that chart.
No, because of this, buddy. It's that simple. I'm sorry. I don't want to act like I know more than you, but dude, you just clearly haven't done your research. If you just looked at the date of the run-up and looked at the news tab, you would have realized this was this is probably the biggest study that has come out in Bionano's entire history. Oh man, there's your proof. Okay, you know what? This is a good time. This is a good place to stop. I'm gonna freaking lose my shit. I already have. This is a good place to stop. 7.5, almost 6 minutes in, and you obviously have seen that this is, how it's gone. And this is no disrespect. This is in no intention to disrespect these guys. I'm sure they are not ill-meaning people or evil people, but this is just, by no means am I gonna claim that they're evil by giving their opinion on a stock. No, but it is the factual that this is misinformation and it's just flat out lies, or not lies, but just naive stuff that they don't know about. Okay, well, you just heard it right there, claiming that the company is literally the same company and not doing anything different when we started, a year ago as opposed to now. Like, no, that could not be farther from the truth. Nano nozzle was not confirmed. That's enough said right there, okay? A year ago, we didn't know the Sapphire could do this. A year ago, we didn't know greater than 500 base pair detection was the best with Sapphire in the world. We had no idea. No idea, all right? So they're not substantiating the argument. This is the part one. We can go ahead and watch all the rest of this crap if you guys want. But this is a dislike for a good reason. And I went ahead and posted to them. I went ahead and commented fallacy of composition, and I also said full BNGO DD, right? We'll teach you about the Sapphire, because if you're going to make a bear case analysis, or you're going to do a BNGO stock analysis and not mention the product, I can't take you seriously. So with that being said, I will go ahead and show everybody my portfolio real quick, unlike these people, and show everybody how what I'm doing with my money here. And I will show them that it is very possible to make money with Bionano Genomics. And I'll show you how serious I am when I say that I am a big BNGO bull. I'm sure you haven't seen many other YouTubers show you that portfolio, and that's on purpose. Okay, if we go to the cumulative profit and loss for this account, okay, this is the Roth IRA account that is a joke. Well, not a joke, but just play money. But anyways, if we go to my real account right here, okay. This is not, I don't do this in order to brag. Okay, this is the account that I started with Webull. I started it on October 28th. This is the max time frame. We are now up 78%, and the portfolio, if you look here, it's 100% BNGO, right? You have a BlackBerry position, literally one share as a joke, right? That's literally a joke as well, or a meme stock trade, I guess you should say. But it's 100% it's 99.999% BNGO, and all the money that I've made is literally because of Bionano. Okay, now I could cash out, and I've already made a lot of money, but I'm not, for a good reason. And we'll see how this ages, of course, a year from now. But I don't think these guys, I don't think they're in the position to make big claims about BNGO when they don't mention the product at all. So that's just my take. Anyways, with that being said, I wanted to show you my portfolio for transparency and honesty reasons, right? If I'm such a big bull on BNGO, how do I know you're telling me the truth, Brandon? How do I know you're not getting paid off, right? How do you know these guys weren't getting paid off? How do you know these guys didn't have short positions? Well, we'll never know because they didn't show their portfolio, right? But you know that I am not getting paid off because I have my own money. And when I say my own money, I mean a lot of my own money. I'm a college student, and this is a lot of my own money, right? That's the market value of my BNGO position. And I believe in the company a lot. So that's kind of, there you go. Anyways, with that being said, if you want a part two debunking of this shit that they call a BNGO stock analysis, right? I can go ahead and do that for you. Let me know. Anyways, with that being said, no disrespect to them. This is a war. I mean, I have no respect for these guys. Okay, that's as simple as it gets. I have no respect for them. Okay, as a person, as a human, fine. I'm sure they're great people. Well, I don't know if they are. They probably are. No disrespect to their actual being themselves, but this video and their opinions here, I disagree with very strongly. And when you have this strong of an opinion about something as revolutionary as the Bionano tech that can save lives and has already saved a myriad of lives, and you substantiate your claims with the shares outstanding and revenue going down over the last 5 years and say, oh, they're not going to have a future. It's literally luck if it goes up. You can't expect anyone to take you seriously. Okay, this is why you only got 400 likes on a video that got 7,000 views and almost as many dislikes. Okay, that's as simple as it gets. That's my opinion. With that being said, thank y'all so much. This is not financial advice. I will see y'all in the next one.